money over at Untitled.
All right, everybody, we are live for Word on the Street, episode 90, coming from Las Vegas.
Live from Las Vegas.
Man,
Wow.
right here. We're locking it down, having a good time. How's everybody doing?
Doing
Fabulous.
Everybody good?
Happy Friday, everyone.
Absolutely.
I have a little FOMO going on today.
You should have a little FOMO going on today. I mean, Vegas was lit. It was legit. The show was freaking phenomenal. We survived, which I think that's probably the biggest thing is that we're still here. We're vertical, or at least we're sitting, but we're vertical. So doing great, feeling great. And so we got a great show today. Very excited having you guys on. Got the street crew in the house, bringing them in as they show up. What's up, Nick Romer from Scotland, man? Haven't seen you in a while, brother.
Long time.
Finally. I thought you guys are in Vegas. I need some sunshine. So
Hey, listen. This show was incredible. Manifest the future of logistics. The first time that we've had it, right? First show. Great people here. I mean, incredible people came. Some C-level executives, entire supply chain, autonomous vehicles, warehouse, robotics, automation. I mean, just all kinds of incredible segments were here. It was great. It was phenomenal stuff. Yeah, we got to get you over here, Nick. I mean, it's time, bro. It's time. You don't have vaccine mandates anymore. You don't have mask mandates anymore.
Exactly. Nothing.
Here. Let's go. That's right. Let's go. Get over here. That'd be good. How's everybody else in? Rhonda, what's up? How are you? How's the desert?
Doing good. It's a little chilly, a little windy. So,
Nice.
Taking in a lot of dust in the lungs, a lot of coughing, and telling everybody I'm good. It's just from being out in the air.
I believe it. Now, you guys might hear a little background music today. We have a ludicrous theme, y'all. It's Ludicrous Day only, and we'll tell you why later on. We got my DJ over here. What's
DJ
your
360.
DJ 360 over here. He's spinning it for us, getting us going today. So we got a ludicrous only day. It's exciting. So great show. Looking forward to seeing what's going on in your world. So Raquel, what's up with you? How's PA? You guys still below freezing up there?
It got up to about 28 degrees today, so we broke above freezing.
Get close. Get close. Like you're sitting outside. What's up, man? Got the beanie on. I didn't know they made Florida State, man. Because Tallahassee, that's not legit.
Listen, Tallahassee can get to a breezy 40 degrees, which is freezing weather for them there. So, yeah.
At night on January 1st only, pretty much. That's about it. But anyways, Greg, what's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, doing all right.
Hey, we got Greg front and center here. Greg, listen, man, so excited, buddy. Put together a training platform for our upcoming event, the Word on the Street Tough Mudder charity event. So excited. We're going to be raising funds for BB3 Gun, which is a nonprofit that helps wounded veterans kind of get their life back, get community. So excited about that. It's April 30th. I've got the training manual, the training plan that Greg put together. I'm going to drop that here in the comments so anybody can take that, whoever's planning on doing it. If you're not sure, might as well start training anyways, and have a little fun with it. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into the comments. And anybody who's thinking about joining us on April 30th can get started, as well as go to Tough Mudder and sign up for the Tough Mudder race in Wright City, Missouri. That's where we're going to have it. It's going to be a great weekend. We're going to have dinner at my house on Friday night. There's a Cardinals game on Saturday night we're going to go to, and then Sunday just relax, head home, whatever you want to do. So it's going to be an awesome event. So I've got that in the chat for YouTube, as well as in our private chat here for everybody that's on the show today. So very excited about that, man.
Yeah, real quick on that.
Greg.
The training program, it focus on getting the total mileage, but it's all about just getting to a point where we can hopefully finish the event and feel good the next day. Yeah, we're not trying to set any records here. The idea is let's get into a position where our bodies are prepared enough that we can finish the event and feel good afterwards, still go out and enjoy the Mudder Village and anything else, and Trey's got it in stores. Also, just as we are doing it linked up with the Bullet Buddy 3-gun, and the one of the companies that goes with that is the Lima Charlie clothing company. I got one of their shirts today. They've got a bunch of they've got a bunch of good stuff on their website. It's fun, but yeah, it's all as Trey said, going to help some of the wounded veterans for the country, which is a great cause.
And the shirts are really comfortable too, like really good material. He only gets some of the best material, the 2 and 3 brand mix, whatever it is.
How do we get those? How do we purchase those?
LimaCharlieCC.com. LimaCharlieCC.com. You can check out what you got.
Cool.
And one of the nice things about them, they are a little bit longer, I will say. So, I've ordered shirts before and they come back and, I'm not looking to wear a midriff shirt or anything like that. So they are nice shirts. And
come on, we all want to see it. We want to see it.
Greg, you got to show off that belly, man. People are dying
There
for
you
it.
go. But no, and if there is any questions, Jeff actually he's the guy that runs it. He reached out to me very quickly saying, "Hey, this shirt's not in print yet. We're gonna have to get it printed. Can you wait a couple of weeks?" It's absolutely. This one he sent out to me the next day, so it was great.
Yeah, he's actually, if you see his setup with you guys, we could do a tour of that if he wants. I don't know if he wants this stuff, but it's his home. It's a pole barn, but he has an entire warehouse. And he's actually ordering some more equipment because he's doing better and he wants to be able to produce shirts faster and different things and better stock and all that. So he's currently in the process of building new shelves. His parents were over there painting the other day. I was over there talking to him. So he's getting everything in order, which is really cool. So Rob Bussey, Justin Shepard, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
Hey.
Good to see you guys, man. Rob, Chicago doing all right, man? You guys holding it down?
I just wonder who's shoveling Robert Bain's driveway because he ain't home.
Yeah. I guess we got snow back at your house.
That's fine.
Yeah.
First of all, I got 4 little minions that can
That's
go
right.
do that.
That's
And
right.
my wife is strong and independent.
I live right near Midway. We got about 7 or 8 inches right now, so
Oh, wow.
I'm in trouble because I'm in the house working and my wife is shoveling the sidewalk. We got a neighbor kid over. She goes, "I'm gonna go do the sidewalk." I'm thinking, okay, I'm in trouble. I might have to jump off here soon.
We have a collective in our neighborhood, so we have a couple older guys that have like the really, really nice like push behind. They're like 4 horsepower, and they'll blow anything. Yeah. They can't get a path from their house to their garage, so we'll usually go over, make the path, clear everybody else's driveway, and sidewalk. 20 minutes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't think we got much snow in the neighborhood, but I did hear it was cold because every time I call home, the fire's on. Doesn't matter what time of day, and nobody's going outside, and they're complaining a lot. So, not looking forward to going back to that. But heading back.
Trey,
to
is that a real background behind you there?
This is
That's awesome. It looks like one of those fake backgrounds because it's so nice.
Yeah. We did some research.
What corner are you on?
What floor? 25.
No. What are the cross streets? Where are you?
I'm at Vegas Boulevard. We're at Paris, right across from Blanche.
So
is that room
Las Vegas
2516?
Tropicana?
No, it's not, Rob. What's that?
Yeah, we're right by Tropicana. Yes.
Nice. And as you can imagine, this is a Las Vegas themed show. The entire show is going to be focused on Vegas because we're here. We got some great here. The safe has been used.
It has been used
because there's been some valuable things. You should actually. I think you should grab that. Yeah, you should check that out. So we had a great. You guys wait to see some of the pictures. It was sick. Had a great time.
If you guys drive through Henderson, tell me if you see some of my sister's campaign billboards.
Well, I'm going straight to the airport. But Bane is going to Henderson tonight, so maybe we'll get some pictures of some billboards up. So
seriously, my sister I think she's running unopposed for the mayor of Henderson, so
nice.
She's got billboards up.
Nice. Well, hey, listen, before we get kicked off, we have to talk about some things that happened last week. Very critical happened on Sunday. If you guys watched the AFC divisional game between the Chiefs and the Bills, great game. I had a bet with my buddy Nate Cross. Whoever won got to send their quarterback jersey to the other, and they got to wear on the podcast. As you can see, I am not wearing a jersey today because my team won. But I do want to show you guys
what
happened.
Flip.
So this is what happened. Third.
God, the Bills just scored a touchdown with 17 seconds left. This is insane.
He thought he won. He thought it was over.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So he sends me that video, right? And I'm like, dang, like I'm gonna have to wear that jersey. This sucks. And then, as you guys know, 13 seconds left is too much time for Patrick Mahomes to get the job done. And so I was able to ship the jersey out So I'm pretty excited to see the next episode of Freight 360 when he gets it. And he doesn't know this, but I'm a little dude, and that jersey is kind of like it's actually a youth extra large from Colts. It's not even a legit jersey. It's like small. So this thing is, I can't wait. It's like gonna be so tight, he'll be stretching it over. He might break. I don't know. But
So it's like
He's just gonna look buff.
I mean,
Isn't he kind of tiny though?
I don't know how big Nate Cross is. I've never seen him. That guy might be 6 foot, and if he is, it's going to be hilarious. I cannot wait to see what happens with that. Oh yeah, we should show this. We should definitely show this. Yeah, absolutely. So what I mean.
So okay, so let's give you some background. So
let's give this kind of the story. So Bane always comes with a little catch, right? I mean, likes to spend a little bit, see if if he can make a little.
I'm a degenerate. I like Vegas. I like doing Vegas things.
Right. Take less your money. Right. So last night we had a little time. We had like 15 minutes.
Legit, like they wouldn't let us
15
line
minutes,
up for 15
right?
more minutes.
Yeah. So he's like, let's go over here. So we went over, dropped $200. Why don't you tell the story?
Yeah. So we go to. I like playing Wheel of Fortune, and if we go in there, I put a couple $100 in, and Trey's on his phone, just whatever, texting, and I'm just playing. I'm barely even watching the.
I'm focused though. Like the juju was good. The vibe was.
And he asked like, when do you know when to pull away? I hit the button. $700.
Now you pull away.
Now we're pulling away.
Right now.
So I go catch out, no problem. And I'm like, you know what? We're standing.
Well, you told me a theory. Like, hey, I'm gonna put 500 away.
Yep.
And now I got a little extra. Let's go.
I got house. I'm gonna go play. Even if I lose this, still up. We're a good place. Put the 500 in my pocket. And I said, you know what? We're sitting right by the high roller area. Let's go play. Throw $300. All $300 into the high roller slot. $50 a spin.
Right. First spin, nada.
Second spin, nada. Third spin,
ding, 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 ding,
Wow.
in 10 minutes, walk over, and then the night really starts.
The moral of the story is, if you want to win in Vegas, just bring me. Right? I'll just sit next to you. And I mean, this is like, it's nothing. I mean, there's
Wow, look at the cash. Oh, I see why you use the safe.
I almost feel like a junkie. I don't know. I'm nervous around these stacks. I'm nervous around these stacks of cash.
Did you play any live games, guys?
So I story behind that too. So after the events of last night, me and a few other folks go out. We head down to one of the other casinos. My wife's best friend is a dealer at the Cromwell here on school.
That sounds sketchy.
Oh yeah,
that sounds sketchy.
So I literally was going to see her. So, hey, play blackjack. She happened to not be working. She's working the weekend shift, and we can work there. And the table cools off almost immediately to the point that I get like visibly angry. And I said, okay, you know what? We're into this now. I throw $250 on one hand, throw an ace down, throw a king down. I also threw a $140 bet on the Easy Bus, which is the dealer bus. You get that back. So all that, table heats up again, $800 one hand.
That parlay happens. Boom.
Peace, we're out of here.
Awesome.
I know.
Kudos.
I'm kind of upset that I'm not a gambler, but it's just not who I am. But anyway, had a good weekend.
All the things that Trey's trying to stay away from: some drugs, alcohol, women. And why he's friends with me.
It's here. I know. And I
think it's kind of like Bane is Kenny Rogers and Trey is Dolly Parton or something like that.
It's not wrong.
The gambler.
It's not wrong.
You're just the pretty
That's
face.
funny. All right. So also, the food here is tremendous. We've had some incredible meals, as you guys know, in Vegas. And so the first poll, if you haven't, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at it yet, but the first poll is up at a new rate. So go ahead and take that real quick. We're going to go over the results here. But it's all about food. So we're kind of curious. Like, we haven't done a food poll in a while. We talked about food. So we'll see what you guys think about food. So go ahead and take that poll. And why don't we crank a little bit? We have
DJ 316.
DJ 316. Spin that shit.
Hey, DJ 316, you can't hear the song when your headphones are on.
He's got a two-way going. We got the public, and then he's also got it in there. It's all good. It's all good.
I love food, but I'm driving, so I'm probably not going to do the survey.
That's all right, man. How you doing, buddy? How are you?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Doing good. Yeah, doing good.
Yeah. You guys get any snow or cold weather there?
It's 43 right now. It's supposed to be mid-20s tonight and rain for 2 hours.
Really good. Yeah. What a week. do what we did. We might talk a little transportation today. There's some things that happen in the world. Some updates with some mandates or lack thereof. Very interesting. Talk about some of that in a little bit.
It's like somebody predicted all these things.
I don't know. Banesfield Fire.
Anybody close to Baltimore right now? Anybody
What's that?
at all?
I mean, I'm in Pittsburgh.
How far away is that?
It's like 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah.
I'm flying to Baltimore tonight to fix my daughter's car. I just want to know how much snow I'm going to be fighting with.
Well, we have probably about 6 or 7 inches out there, and there was a little bit of snow that happened today just to cover the roadways, but mostly you're okay.
Hey, are y'all still in Vegas?
We are actually, yeah. So and I'm heading home today. Of course, Bane is here.
If you get a chance, in the Venetian, right when you walk in, the upstairs before you take the escalators to go down into the casino.
Yeah.
On the right, in the corner, there's a candy store. It's the only candy store in the world where you can find like a full family cereal box of only the pink Starbursts.
Okay.
You happy at
Like,
Starburst?
If you don't get the Starburst, you're not like, I like you, but it's not the same.
They have only pink Starburst? I'm totally pink.
You can
What's pink, red,
pink.
You can get just like one flavor. They have all the flavors, but you can get a cereal box size of just one color.
Oh wow, cereal full size with one color. Nice. F.
Sorry, I'm just
LF.
random.
No, something we should do. Okay, all right, we got some responses then. Let's talk about this. All right, so we had Mexican last night. That's where this question came from. So, what dip goes best with tortilla chips, or as some say, tortilla chips? We've got two. We got two that say white queso is my favorite. That's what I would have voted. If I had. 2 for salsa, 3 for guac, but it has to be table-made guac.
Yes.
It can't be like the pre-made crap. Like that, they come out and they make it at the table. I'm down. Otherwise, hit or miss. That's for sure. Nobody picked yellow queso. Unfortunately, that's what we had last night.
Right.
That's all they had. I was like, how do you have not have white? But their salsa was good.
There's been a shortage of white queso since COVID started.
I think that's a lie.
There are supply chain issues with white queso.
Okay, somebody needs to crack the whip
We
on
can't get
people
white
in
queso in
Wisconsin.
Pittsburgh.
I'll send you some.
Yeah, that's
I'll send you.
travesty. That's okay. All right. Next question. By the way, Coleman watching us in the live stream today. What's up, Coleman? Sorry you're not with us today, but we're packed. We're full. It's a full house. Diana came in and made it 10, so we're a full house. What's up, Diana? How are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm here finally.
At home today. I
am. I went on a
Halo
field trip.
behind her.
I'm not working anymore. Screwing the work.
No.
Okay. All right. So the second question was about Italian. I had a little Italian here. Some good Italian restaurants. Italian. Which of the following entrees are you most likely to order? 2 of you go lasagna. It's legit, solid, especially some good lasagna. Especially the large piece. Yeah, large piece lasagna. Nobody's choosing spaghetti. I didn't think so. Ben's kind of walked up. It's kind of a kid thing. It's kind of vanilla Italian. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of a kid meal. One of you Alfredo. I'm with you. With that, love Alfredo. Yep. And then let's see, risotto. 2 like risotto. Very cool. One of you getting ravioli. Nobody getting pizza. Somebody chose other. What's the other? What am I missing?
Gluten-free, whatever that would be.
Gluten-free. Yeah, that's not on my radar. So there we go.
Not Italian. That's what that is.
I think we got consensus on that. Not Italian. But if you do go Italian, it has to be good bread. I mean, you got to have good bread. Right? Garlic bread's my favorite. Garlic butter, that's pretty good as well.
Mine would be chicken piccata.
Okay.
Raquel,
Yep.
I had some spaghetti squash last night.
Oh, there we go.
Spaghetti squash is good.
That'll work.
Squash is kind of like, it doesn't get its props. Squash is actually pretty good. You can do a lot with that, especially when you make spaghetti, and it's not bad. Especially have a good sauce, or protein in it, some shrimp, some chicken. Way to go, Rhonda. Well done. Rhonda's helping us be healthy, everybody. All right. Question 3. Japanese. I like Japanese steak. And by the way, let me just say this. I am undefeated when it comes to the shrimp. I never miss. I literally never miss, everybody. So if we do,
what you're saying is,
all I do is win. That's right. That's exactly right. So you should have played that. You should have been ready to play that song. DJ, we got to work on this. All right. Okay. All right, so Japanese. What are you more likely to have at a hibachi grill? Where they cook in front of you, throw the stuff around, split the eggs and stuff like that. Nobody's having sushi at a hibachi grill. Yeah, I like having. 3 people getting steak, 1 chicken, and 3 all the above. Yes, so there you go. Nice. I'm glad I threw that one in because I was all the above. I was like, these are all what I have. So I don't, that's right. It's not. Oh, okay. All right. So we got a little feedback going on. Okay. All right. I don't think he's with us anymore. So it's not him.
In that case, it's Greg.
Maybe it's us. Who cares? Here we go. Question 4. American. You go to a bar and a grill. What's most likely to show up at your table? 2 of you throw a bunch of appetizers. That's actually a pretty legit thing to do.
Yeah.
A little group, share some appetizers. Can't beat that. Getting a sandwich and some sides, and 3 of you getting a full entree. Like, if there's a filet on the menu, it's really hard for me to say no to that. I mean, that's like, filet is really where it's at. So that's what I'm getting usually. All right, and last, or not last, we got 2 more. How often do you order dessert when you go out for dinner? 5 of you less than a quarter of the time. You guys are not my friends.
Every time.
2 are 50 to 75, and 0. Yeah, I'm like, every time I'm like, give me the dessert menu. I'm probably 75%. But it's also the reason why I got to lose 15 pounds to this tough money.
So do you also? So you tell me that you don't pick spaghetti, but you do dessert. I mean, I feel like that's all a child activity. You don't order spaghetti. You don't do dessert. What are you, a baby? Do you order off the kitchen menu because you're an adult? You're a child's large.
Kyle, listen. Let me just tell you how it is. When you're an adult, all right. First, you can have dessert anytime you want. You can have it before dinner if you want.
Dude,
right?
you can buy a whole birthday cake and no one checks.
First of all, when you're a skinny twig like you are, it's when you're a skinny twig, you can have dessert whenever you want. But when you're a beefcake like myself and the man to your right, I think, you got to be watching the intake.
I think what he's trying to say is that we're all going to wrestle with it.
Hey, so funny story real quick. We'll do an instant poll real quick before we get to the last question. What is the weight differential between Beefcake Bane and myself, given the fact that we're the exact same height? Like
Stand up, turn around.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
I was gonna say,
all right, so this
No cat calls, Diana.
Right, so
Damn it.
Oh, you guys hit your belly. This is BS. Put that camera down. You guys went too high.
Take the shirts off. I'm just kidding.
Shirts off,
Okay, thanks. Good. Okay, so let's
Damn, is
go
your
around,
arm huge?
let's go around the horn here. Nick, what do you say? What do you got? How many pounds?
Divide by 2.2 for
That's
kilos.
right. Divide by 2.2. How many pounds? What do you got? Nick, you got a guess?
Okay, I'll throw in 100.
100. Okay, so we got 100. All right, Rhonda, what do you got?
I'm going 130
I'll go
pounds.
110.
Okay, 110. Justin's going 130.
so we're going the delta. We're going the delta between you two.
Delta, yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 85.
85. Okay, Kyle, what do you got?
I ain't answering. This is the strongest man in freight. You guys are crazy for trying to decide this
We've
stuff.
already told him once. What does it
He
matter?
travels way too much for me to get this guess wrong. City Price is right.
I will look for you, I will find you, and I will hug you.
You can't hurt a bearded gang, man. You know that. We blood in.
All right, so Raquel, what do you got?
I don't know. We'll say 95.
95. All right, Rob, how about you?
93.1.
I love it.
Ooh,
I love it. All right, Diana,
Las Vegas.
Diana has a chance to win here. There's still some margin here. There's still a chance. What do you got?
Fuck, man. This is like the Price is Right.
right.
Let me see. I'm going to go with 105.
Come on down.
The winner is Rick Roberts.
Yes.
It's 80 pounds.
80 pounds.
Oh.
Yeah. Right.
I'm 80 to 260.
That's right.
So you guys knew this
Yeah.
answer.
I might
Like, you guys knew what it was. You guys have been talking about each other's weight to each other, huh?
That's it.
What's going down in Vegas that you guys are like, hey, what do you look like? I don't know. What do you look like? Let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
This is a disastrous podcast. You can't do this, you are.
Wrong. All right. Okay. All right. So, anyways, back to the dessert question.
Yes.
Kyle, the right answer is more than 75%, or at least half. At least half. So, just you got to get on this training plan, and you can, have a piece of cake every once in a while. All right. Question 6. Question 6. Select all the drinks you typically order when you go out for dinner. 5 of you are doing water. All right. Which that's all I drink. That's good. 2 of you getting tea or lemonade. 2 getting soda. 2 beer. 1 wine, and 1 mixed drinks. I'm gonna put Diana in the mixed drink category. I'm just gonna guess that. Diana? Was that right?
I didn't even take the poll, so you're wrong.
Great.
This is the question that made me feel like a lush because I picked water, beer,
Rush.
wine, and mixed drink. Absolutely. I'll go. I'll have a beer. I'll have a wine. Yeah, it all looks good.
Hey,
Don't lie, Greg. You have a fuzzy navel with every dinner.
Yeah, why? What's wrong with that? I don't get dessert. I get the fuzzy navel.
No judgment.
If you go past water, which I'm a water only kind of guy, if you go past water, it just increases your bill. And so, it's nice to save a little cash, a little coin. But it was funny. My wife drinks wine. I remember like the first couple times we went out for dinner, she got wine. I was like, dang it, like $10 right there for that glass of wine. But I don't say that out loud.
As long as you express that out loud, it's fine.
Right. Yeah, I don't say it out loud. That's the way it goes. Okay, all right, good pull. Nice work. All right, nice work. So, all right, so a couple things to talk about this week. The first one I want to talk about is this. We saw that the Supreme Court overruled the vaccine mandate. Yes. And then we saw the administration this week, like, just say they're not going to enforce it anymore. OSHA, it's just gone. My question is this. How many employers fired good people because they wouldn't get vaccinated? And now they're like, damn.
I'll say they're like, shit.
Okay, maybe that, or maybe it's something even more, something a little further. Right. There might be a few F-bombs dropping in boardrooms going, oh man, because you can't go back to those people and say, oh hey, by the way, come on back, we'd love to have you back, right? I mean, that's gone, and so I mean, it's interesting. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
What's the accountability also potentially to employers when you have a mandate that someone lost their job over, and now it's no longer enforceable,
right?
So how does this work? Is there a liability now to employers? It's going to be a big question at some point.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
It's a big thing here, though. Especially because something is here in the army as well. Like the stuff has happened, like the defense and lawyers. What else was it? There's a lot of public side where people just lost their jobs. Here we've got the NHS. The NHS was enforceable as well, so like the people there lost their jobs, and then now all of a sudden, like next week, I think we've just scrapped absolutely everything, and a lot of people lost their jobs here as well just because of. And I don't know if anybody has seen this, where our great friend Boris Johnson, who's trying to lead our country here, is. He didn't know he was at a party during lockdowns. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. So he was a big party in his backyard, and he wasn't aware that he was breaking the rules because he didn't know it was a party. But someone was sent out with a suitcase to get more booze from a local store. So it's he's under fire. So that's why I think he scrapped everything over here in the UK.
We've seen a lot of that around the United States as well, with leaders that are being seen or videoed or pictured in public settings and not necessarily in adherence with
not following the rules they set
that even they have set. And so very much, and yes, put the tinfoil hat back on. Rules for thee, not for me, is a lot of what's.
That actually happened in St. Louis. So we have a county executive, Sam Page, who is just like constantly pushing for a mask mandate, but yet he's filmed at the Blues game up in a suite with about 20 people, no mask, doesn't care, right? And so we see that even at the local level, the state level, the national level, that's going on. But that labor question is really one that I'm interested in, And here's another thing I read this week. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I looked at some data from U.S. Department of Labor, and there are 3 million more people in the last 15 months that are on Social Security disability than they were before pandemic. And here's why. The government has declared that long COVID qualifies for Social Security disability, and all you have to have is a physical or a mental condition,
right,
to qualify. And so, people have been asking for a long time. The benefits ran out in January, and people are like, "What are these people doing? Why are they not going back to work?" Well, it's really easy why they're not going back to work. 3 million people are now collecting money from the government, and now they're doing maybe they're just taking some time off. Maybe they're starting a business. We're seeing a lot of that. Maybe they're traveling for a while, or just being a part of the gig economy where it's kind of under the table sometimes, or just not really a job. What? OnlyFans. We got a lot of the OnlyFans. I don't know. 3 million people are on OnlyFans.
It's a big platform.
Where's your mind? I mean, I know we're Vegas.
I'm in Vegas.
I know.
What do you think it is, man?
I get it. But so it's interesting to think about the kind of conditions that we've created here with these vaccine mandates, firing people, and now people going on disability. possibly caused by. I mean, you can claim mental health issues and depression, from COVID, from being fired, or I mean, whatever. It's like it's created this culture. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. I don't know what the answer is. But on Social Security disability.
I'd be curious for those folks looking for jobs in the future. Like, that's a good question to ask an organization. Like, how did you handle the COVID situation, and what requirements did you put in place for your employees? And did you have to let anyone go as a result of not following whatever protocols you had? Because that would be an important question for me if I'm looking in the future.
Absolutely, because this now is a piece of the puzzle if you're looking at where if you're looking to change roles or whatever, you're looking at an organization that's going to fit you and you fit them, and those values are going to be important.
Yeah, and you couple those statistics there of more people on the Social Security disability with the fact that the poll was recently, we talked about this last week, given to over 1,000 people across the nation. If you were forced to go back to an office, what would you do? And 55% said they would quit. And find it, because there's enough employers now virtually that they could probably find a job. People are wanting to hire like crazy, and so it's really going. I mean, the squeeze is on employers. They got to pay more. They have to be more flexible with time. People want to be home, I think, now and have that flexibility of not having to drive to the office, or kind of getting their time back of where they want to work
or work from other places.
What flex options, where they want. I actually talked to somebody here at the show who worked in New York, and then when the pandemic hit, she's a writer. She's definitely there. She said in the last 15 months, she's been home for 3 months because she's just Airbnb-ing all around the world, and she's working, and I think a lot of people are like, this is pretty cool. Like, I think this rocks. And so there's people that are going to want more flexibility with where they want. I mean, Raquel, I know that you and John, you guys are going to be traveling the RV soon. So even as a business owner, you get that flexibility now because you have virtual workers as well. You're not trying to create an office. You're putting people together. So there's, even for employers who embrace it, I think there's benefits. Raquel, you agree with that?
Yeah, this is something that I was pushing for back when I was a corporate employee. Was trying to get work from home and work-life balance. So I think that this is a really big push across the states, and I think it's good. I think companies need to figure out a way to be more flexible. Have maybe like a 3 days in the office, 3 days or 2 days at home, or something like that. That might allow you to have that good balance between the two of them.
Yeah, let me ask a quick poll, just a raise of hands. How many of you think that at some point we will have the 4-day work week option, that employers might implement that?
I feel like it's already that way. Fridays are like nothing right now.
Well, it depends on
Mondays take till noon to get started.
Yeah. It depends on what your role is. If you're in sales, Fridays can be.
We may do. We never close, maybe.
I mean, it's Fridays in operation. Sometimes Fridays are still pretty important. So I don't know.
Operations, you can kind of figure out schedules enough where you say, okay, this customer is handled by this person. This customer, you can cover that. But there's going to be a need. I don't see companies, especially in the service industry and logistics, being able to say, okay, well, we're just going to shut down on Fridays because we need to have the coverage for our customers. I mean, that's, we've got an on-call schedule here where people are in on Saturdays and Sundays. We've got certain people who their standard shift is, Tuesday through Saturday, so that we can have that coverage for our customers. I mean, so
I think it's going to move more towards a version of that, Greg, where you're going to have people that are going to share some duties and be some overlap that would be a work week with someone who works a Sunday to Thursday and someone who works a Tuesday to Saturday.
Right. And I could see that 4-day work week kind of coming in play, like 4/10s. Yep. And everybody gets 3 days, whether it's at the beginning of the week or at the end of the week. I could see that, but I think you're right, Greg. In the service industry, there's just got to be coverage. There's got to be coverage. But there's certain jobs. I mean, I think about this, like who told dentists they get land to work 4 days a week? Who gave them?
That's where an HR team can really do due diligence of completing a thorough job worksheet analysis of each role and their responsibilities, and like where you actually need people, accessible for however many hours that is to make it work. So without that analysis, it's kind of hard to determine it. And then you're kind of just like going in blindly when you make those kind of decisions.
And Rhonda, let me do a follow-up on that real quick, because obviously one thing that you're really passionate about is mental and physical health, especially for employees. You've done a lot of work with that, and that's an impact for you. What are your thoughts about some of this flexibility, of how that's going to help employees with their mental health or with their quality of life? 4-day work week or flex hours or remote working. I mean, what are your takes on that so far? And where do you think that's headed?
Well, again, it has to be that honest communication back and forth. Like knowing the expectations of your role is really critical in how you manage those expectations so that there's not any anxiety about needing that extra time off. I know with my team, we talk about boundaries. So if you're having that flexible work schedule and it's agreed upon, like establishing strong boundaries of what that looks like, because we sometimes unconsciously can feel like we need to perform even when we have those flex times. So we don't really take that time to step out of the office. So it's really being mindful of our time and how best to utilize it. So, for instance, some people can get their work done within a certain time frame and meet all those job expectations. So why do they have to be on the computer accessible for 8, 9, 10 hours when they're meeting all the job demands in a shorter amount of time?
Yeah.
And just have honest communication too, and like having a transformational kind of leadership style so that people are still fulfilling the transactions of the jobs, but feeling supported.
And I recently read somewhere as well that, after 48 hours, your productivity drops significantly. So people who you got to put in 60 hours, you got to grind, you got to put in 80 hours. It's counterproductive. Wrong. It's counterproductive in many ways. Can they get it all done in 35 hours or in 40 hours? Can we become more efficient and improve quality of life? I guarantee you, this is my thought. Most people, if you said, hey, if you hit these objectives by Thursday, you don't have to come out on Friday. I have a feeling they're going to work their butt off on Thursday to get that extra day or whatever it might be, But I think
we have a really interesting dynamic here in my office. So I was brought in as the number 2. My boss is a little bit older. She was looking for somebody to take over. Her leadership style and mine are literally the polar opposites, polar ends of the spectrum. I am much more, if you get your work done, I don't care, go home. And when you go home, go home. Do not have your phone right next to you. Do not get back on your computer. When you go home, go home. And I think it comes from, I inherently trust people and it burns sometimes. And I think with her, there's very much less inherent trust. And so there's kind of a desire to be on top of somebody to make sure they're working and make sure you're getting your time out of that person. So it makes for very interesting conversations here, because when we're talking about what do we want our staff to do we want people come back in the office full time when we've been off for COVID and working from home for a long time? We have some pretty in-depth conversations because there's just such different viewpoints about what is going to motivate people to achieve their objectives. And I'm much more on the side, like you said, Trey. I think if you told people, if you got everything done that you needed to do by Thursday, don't even call me on Friday. I may call you with an emergency, but that's it. Otherwise, you will not hear from me until Monday, as opposed to, I don't care what you say. Stay here until Friday at 5 o'clock or Friday at 4 o'clock, and then you can log out. So I think just different mindsets, different viewpoints will have a lot to do with which companies succeed going forward and which kind of lose employees to those companies that are going to be a little bit more flexible.
Yeah. And I think the question is, do you want employees that are productive or who are just there, who are clocked? Right? And I think everybody would say they really want productive employees, but it's hard to do that because there is a trust element. But here's the flip side of that. The more that you trust your employees, the majority of them are going to be more productive and come up with more creative ideas and feel more valued, even though you may have a couple that do the wrong thing, and you got to deal with that, right? That's normal, right? But I think you miss out on the creativity aspect, the trust aspect, the value aspect. Justin really values me and my work, and he wants me to have a good life, and he's helping me achieve some goals and build things better. I think, and he also is the benefit of the doubt when things don't go well. Right. Yeah. I think it's just a win, but it's hard. I mean, that is intentional leadership. That is.
And the other side of that conversation, at least for me, is that you've also got to have a quick trigger. If you're being trusting with your employees and you have an employee who breaks that trust, if you let that go at all, everybody else stops trusting you. So I think the agreement has to be, this is great for everybody. If you don't play right, you're out like immediately.
Yeah.
Like I will kick you to the curb immediately if you break this trust.
Right. That's exactly right. And when you have a problem, problem child or a problem employee and you don't deal with it, it's just cancer. It just spreads. Like, why is Justin tolerating that? That must be okay and blah, blah, blah. But when you maintain that high standard, and sometimes people just either need to step up to that or be gone, then you can do that, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So let's transition real quick. So we talked about, obviously this started with the vaccine mandate being overturned by the Supreme Court and the government just letting go of all of that moving forward. So we got a little, it's campaign season, believe it or not, into January. People are declaring, we're seeing yay, ads, all that kind of stuff. So I sent you a poll in the chat. It's the campaign season poll. Go ahead and take that while we run with another, Ludacris song, and then
y'all be ready for this.
That's right. It's going to get wild.
Let's go.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this week in pictures. It's going to be incredible. Here we go. All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, never get enough. Every time I step up in the building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there up, and they stay there up, and they stay there up, down, up, down, up, down. All I do is win. And if you're going in, hands in the air, make them stay there. So good, so good.
He went in on this.
I don't want to give it away. You want to give away?
Man.
I know. No, yeah. I know. I'm just saying,
man.
They don't know everything that happened yet. Pull back a little bit.
We know that you guys met Luda. You guys put that on LinkedIn.
It's true. Yeah, that's true. All right. We just lost somebody. Who left?
Nick had to jump.
Nick had to take off.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, dinner.
Scotland thing.
So good to see him. It's been so long.
I know, he's doing great. They're actually getting really close. They're doing testing. They've got some companies that have agreed to trials here in the States. And our boy is planning on being here at the beginning of Q2. I can't wait.
Oh, nice.
He's not going to make it to some of the shows coming up. Couldn't come here, of course. Can't come to the Mastermind event.
There's going to be
Freightways
coming maybe in October. There's some big shows coming.
Freightways in May.
Yeah. Some big stuff coming up.
CIX coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough Mudder. Sign up for the Tough Mudder, everybody. It's going to be great. All right. Let's see what you guys thought about political season, because we always love talking politics here on Word on the Street.
Yeah,
especially when Bane is in the house. All right. We got 6 responses. Everybody done? Everybody finished it? Are we still reading? All right, cool. Here we go. So it's really tight right now in the House of Representatives and the Senate.
Absolutely.
The governor's races, there's still a little bit of a lead on the Republican side, but it's pretty close. By the way, does anybody know how many governor's races there are in 2022? Somebody look that up. Greg, look that up. You probably know. All right. Question 1. Which party will have the majority in the House of Representatives? Wow, 5 of you think Republicans. I mean, it does make sense. It's midterm.
Yeah.
Of the first year, our first term of the presidency. So it's midterm. That typically happens.
And folks aren't happy.
Happened to Clinton.
Yeah.
Happened to Bush. Yeah. Happened to Obama.
Happened
to Trump. Oh, no, did it happen? Happened to Trump. So it's not
36 gubernatorial races for 2022.
How many?
36.
There's
20 Republican and 16 Democratic.
Damn, son.
Wow. Well, we'll see what happens. I love local politics because I feel like it's kind of a precursor to national politics. Seeing what's happening in different places. Virginia race recently and all that. All right. So that's in the House of Representatives. In the Senate, it's tied 50-50, and the Democrats have a 51-50 advantage. Although Joe Manchin's kind of throwing that, and Kristen Sinema. Sinema. Yeah. I mean, they've kind of thrown a little wrench in that whole situation. But it is 50-50 with the tie going to the VP's vote. So 3 of you think that Republicans are going to win. 4 of you think it's going to remain tied. And there are, I think, about 18 races, something like that, in 2022. So there's quite a few. I don't know how many Republicans are defending and Democrats, but quite a few. I tend to think that I wouldn't be surprised just because of Joe Biden's approval rating if they win both.
What's that?
If they win both, 33. If they win both houses and it's just gridlock for another 2 years. I mean, that just seems like that's the pattern,
that's more
right. I mean, so we'll see what happens with that. Number 3, which party will hold a majority of state governorships? Right now, Republicans 28-22. Again, we think it's going to be 6 Republicans. 1 thinks Democrats are going to take over. It could. I tend to think that it's like take down the ticket, right? I mean, I think that if people aren't happy with the president, it kind of filters down. Yep. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. All right, next question: who will be the candidate for the 20? See, this is where it gets a little dicey. There's already talk. Can you believe that? It's 2022, like January. Already talk about who's going to run. So on the Democratic side, our predictions right now, as of January 28th, 2022, is that Joe Biden is going to run again. He's going to be the candidate. I just don't know. I mean, I literally, I mean, I don't want to be ageist or anything like that. He's going to be what, 82, 84?
Somewhere 82.
He'll be 82 at that time. And, it's just, I think he's struggled so far with communication and messaging. I just don't know.
I think the pace of the office has challenged.
Yeah, and I just don't know if I don't know. We'll have to see. But 3 of you think it's going to be him. 1 thing Kamala is going to step in, although her approval rating is lower than his right now. So I don't know about that. And then nobody thinks Hillary's going to run, but it did get mentioned this past week. It did get floated this past week. Not going back to her, which how would you like a Hillary Trump rematch?
Let's run it back, baby.
It's like
would be good television.
It's like a UFC, like we're part 2. We're doing it again.
I just want to see it like full WWF style Donnie. Gone. I'm back.
But
She's gonna lose again.
But they're both gonna be 8 years older than they were in 2016.
Like,
oh my god,
crazier. I can't. Oh my god, the sound bites. I am ready for this.
That's gonna be nuts.
I need new materials.
Gonna be nuts. All right, question 5. Who will be on the Republican side? 3 of you do think it's going to be Donald Trump. 1 thinks it's going to be DeSantis, and 3 thinks someone else. I tend to think it's going to be DeSantis. You're going to run?
Fuck it.
So who are the else's? Because I don't know. Like when you think about Republican politics, I feel like Trump and DeSantis are kind of taking up all the oxygen right now. So who are the other 3 that are on that side?
We still got 2 years. I figure whenever you have, it's like taking Tiger versus the field. You take the field.
Well, that's not the best analogy because depending on what's going on, sometimes you take.
If you're not talking 2000 or 2003 Tiger,
that's right.
Then it was Tiger against the field.
That's it.
I think that we're still going to have some kind of.
Raise your hand if you didn't understand the analogy I was making.
It's Tiger. Everybody understands. Everybody gets it.
All right. I think somebody like Nikki Haley. I think Nikki Haley might throw her hat in. I think that there's some other people like that are still just kind of hanging out as influencers right now that might drop their hat in there. So
yeah, it's possible.
Arizona, there's talk about our governor. So
who's your governor?
Governor Ducey.
Ducey. That name's not going to.
Sorry.
That name
was slip of the tongue.
I can't believe it made governor. So is it Ducey or Ducey?
Ducey.
Okay. Ducey.
It's Ducey. French.
Ducey. Yeah, so maybe somebody that's unknown so far, Greg. That's kind of where you're going. Maybe somebody that you don't even think about right now might be in there. Okay, all right. And then lastly, we heard this week that Justice Stephen Breyer is stepping down from the Supreme Court. So Biden is going to get to put 1 on the bench minimum. So that's why there's no 0 on this. I'm pretty sure they can't hold that up for 2.5 years. So they're going to get at least 1. Well, exactly. So 5 of you think he's only going to get 1 because there are a lot of young justices. There aren't a lot that are in retirement age. I mean, I guess Clarence Thomas is getting close, but he's probably not going to.
He's probably got 5-10 years.
Yeah, and especially he won't go out if he by choice until Republicans in office. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. 2 of you think he's going to get 2, and then nobody thinks 3 or more. And the reason why I put that question is because, I'm still wondering if at some point they might decide to change the number of justices on the court. They can do. Like, there's nothing illegal against that. I just don't know if they will. If they're going to get desperate or if they're going to get to that point where they think it's worth it. We're going to see how some court cases work out or, how the elections work out. And they might try to go there. I don't know. We'll see. But
I think that would gain steam after the midterm election.
Right. Right. I don't think you can do that on his own, can you? Can you do it on his own?
I don't know the advice of that, but it becomes too much of a slippery slope, I feel like, and open to challenge on this. If you try to change that after the Supreme Court basically did what you didn't like, they struck down the vaccine mandate. Well, cool, let's put more people on there so they vote for us now. That can the optics that don't look good.
Right.
And so I can see it maybe until after the midterm elections, and then you use it either A, we're trying to do this and the Republicans are stopping us, or B, we actually get it and now we get more people.
And now they got 2 years to message it for the presidential in the way that they want to shape it. But I don't know. I mean, that's a pretty big precedent to change. Pretty big. I mean, they've done it before, but to go from 9 to 11 or whatever they might do. or
13 is the number that they want.
Yeah, but it doesn't. They could do 11 if they wanted, but 13 is
They
kind of
can do whatever number they want, but the reason they want 13 is because that would overcome what's viewed as the conservative leaning majority right now.
Isn't it interesting how I mean,
no ties.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about changing the rules, right? I mean, it's like changing the rules of the game, right? And we had the situation with Voting Rights Act last week where Republicans were able to block that through the filibuster. And it's just interesting, like just listening to politicians. It's almost like politicians don't know we've recorded everything for the past 20 years. It's almost like they forget that, because you have Democrats now who are complaining about the filibuster and this, 60 vote majority, blah, blah, blah. But it was Harry Reid, not Andy Reid. Andy Reid's my boy. It was Harry Reid who made the change for Supreme Court justices or for district court judges down to only 50 instead of 60. And of course, I remember when Mitch McConnell's like, "You're going to rue the day that you did this," and then now they're complaining about it, and now they're wanting to change the rules. So it's just interesting how I just feel like they just don't remember that we have videotape on all of it.
Sounds like they don't remember that there's no consequences.
I think it's more.
You can flip flop all you want. It doesn't cause any issue. You can do whatever the hell you want now. Like you can absolutely say one thing and be like, "I didn't say that," even though there's video recording. You'll just scream deep fake. I mean, stuff's just changing too much.
Yeah, just ask Donald Trump.
Exactly. I mean, they're all that way, right? They don't realize that we've recorded everything. Yeah. Hey.
No, they do realize. They just don't care.
They don't care.
They realize. What's it matter? What consequences have you gotten for flip flopping?
Care about their constituents or the public?
Shocker!
What?
Breaking news, everybody! Breaking news. Hey, it is Vegas theme show, and I love how Kyle has ran with that because his tag today is naughty as you want.
That was only because I saw rumor had it, so I had to change mine too.
Let me tell you, Kyle, naughty as I want, by the way.
What?
All right, we're moving on. Moving on. All right, thank you for taking the poll. Appreciate that. So we got 9 minutes left. I think that we should transition to this week in pictures. I mean, this week, why don't you go ahead and kind of just set it up while we get it ready?
Let's set up the conference and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely.
So for those who don't know, Trey and I are here in Las Vegas for the Manifest conference. Manifest, it's the first time that it's gone on. And this is really like one of the first big logistics and freight tech conferences since the pandemic. Everything around this has been around startups, which everything from seed round, early stage, still in phantom mode, all the way to some of the meeting at Series A. Mm-hmm. There's investors, there's startup CEOs, a lot of C-suite people, there's carriers. We had awesome presences by SPO, by Night Swift, really diverse and unique crowd.
Yeah.
And so with that came a lot of great people, a lot of folks that are kind of excited to be back, and the energy here was incredible.
I'll tell you, the moment that I knew it was a big deal was when I saw Ben Gordon here. And you guys don't know Benjamin Gordon. He is a huge in the private equity, venture capital game. One of the smartest guys you'll ever talk to. He sees what's happening from acquisition, M&A, and all that that's going on in the industry.
He's got a real crystal ball. He's
right. And he came straight from his event where they just had 300 executives and investors who were right there. And he still came here and had incredible meetings. I just saw a meeting with a lot of people and saw a lot of CEOs, a lot of C-level executives here. It's funny when we're at a conference. Here's the trick. If you're at a conference, you want to know if it's a good conference in terms of the right people for business, just go to the bar and see what happens during the day. If the bar is busy during the day and dead at night, that's the conference you want to go to. If the bar is dead during the day but busy at night, that's usually not the C-level executives that are doing that. So we had that happen this time. The bar was completely packed during the day, lots of meetings. And the sessions were actually full. I was able to host a panel, filling in for our boy Chris Jolly, who wasn't able to make it. And shout out to Chris, and is not here, unfortunately. He'd be here. He'd be right here with us, and it'd be even crazier. But I filled in on a panel for him, and the room was full. I mean, and it was on Thursday morning. Yeah. Like it was the last night full. And a lot of just great people. And afterwards, people came up and asked questions of the panelists, and they actually had to move them out of the room because they just had so many questions they wanted to talk, and the conversations were great. So really good conference. One of the best that I've been to in a long time. I mean, I would rank this right up there with Freightways Chicago 2019.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which was probably the best one so far, and then this one I would put right up there, if not maybe a little bit better.
Top.
Not as good from a production standpoint, because Freightways production, but from just the way it was ran, how sharp it was,
the ability to connect,
the messaging, the ability to connect, and the people who were here, great conference, absolutely great conference.
So the after party though, and really kind of how they wrapped. There was great dinners, and there's a special guest. As you've noticed a theme throughout the music most of this.
There was a special guest.
Yeah.
That's
and
right.
so we got to sit at a concert, a private event, with none other than Ludacris.
Ludacris
Played live for over
Wow.
catalog. He's out there. The fro is in full effect. Little Fate is totally drunk. Walked on stage, fell off. Unbelievable. Open air club right there underneath the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, it was incredible. So
there's me and Trey in the mix.
That's right. So we're going to go ahead and do a little share screen so you guys can just get a taste. Get a little taste. Just a little taste of what it was like. I might even have some videos to share as well.
We might.
But we're going to go see. Everybody seeing my screen okay? Is that all right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this week in pictures. First of all, this baby was packaged and sent, and I'm waiting for the confirmation that Nate crossed. Nate, if you're listening, buddy, let me know you got it. All right, and I want to see you wear it. And again, if you look down here, it's XL, and you guys know I'm not XL. That's a youth XL. I wasn't lying to you.
I am an XL.
That's right.
I'm an XL.
But I'm not, and so that baby's on its way. Manifest, we talked about that. Really cool. Got to actually meet some people in person for the first time.
Yeah.
So Kyle Lintner, upper right hand corner, just one of the smartest guys that you'll ever talk to. He's the one who used to be with K-Ray Show and had some great tips on predictions and rating and just a lot of cool stuff. So that was cool.
They're working on some really cool stuff for you now. So definitely, if you haven't yet, connect with Kyle there. Otherwise, really
Kyle Lintner on LinkedIn, awesome guy. Got to meet the one and only Sarah Barnes Humphrey of Let's Talk Supply Chain. I've known her for 2 years now. We've done some podcasts and some other works together. From Toronto, Canada. She did make it out of the country. Hopefully, makes it back in the country. Right. But she was here got to her and talk, and she was great. And then also got to see Blythe Brumley and Meshach Weber, who's often on the show for the first time in person. And I got to say, Meshach's a lot taller than I thought.
Right?
Makes me look short. Not having Kyle also made me look quite short, but I think that's part of the course of the guys like us.
It'd be that way.
So that's the way it is.
5'8" this way, 5'8" this way.
Yeah, and Blythe is actually taller than the picture looks. I just happen to be closer to the camera. Yeah. But she's almost my height, so it wasn't cool in that regard. But very neat, very great to see people that we haven't met before, and there's many of you that I can't wait to see at some point for the first time in person when we get a chance at some point. So, anyways, here's the win picture.
Yep.
This is Rob just put up, the cash.
Yeah.
And of course, I got to take the picture. I'm just
because you're the good luck charm.
I know. I'm the good luck charm. I should have been in the picture actually. We should have got someone else to take it. Huge mistake. Yeah. Okay. So then I don't know if you guys know or not, but that guy behind me up on stage, that's Ludacris.
Luda.
Right there. And he put on a show. I got him out of order a little bit. I was on a panel. This is in place of Chris. Great panel. That doesn't matter. Moving on. So some more pictures from the show. I mean, we were right there.
like I could reach out and grab his chain if I wanted to.
It was incredible. So we were all having a good time. We had several people from the industry. Jake McLeod from Exo Freight was there with us having a good time. Gracie Sharkey. Grace
awesome. Got it in.
Grace
got
awesome.
it in.
Like if you get a chance to go to a party and Grace is there, you're gonna have a good time. That's all I'm gonna say. So shout out to Grace with Freightways. She was a blast to have. There's the tickets, everybody. We got that. And then you got to explain this picture in the middle. I don't even know. Yeah.
So this is cool. So Gordon Ramsay has a restaurant steakhouse here at Paris. And what they did for this art piece, it's a neon art piece, and they attached trackers to his wrist while he was making his beef Wellington. And this is the motion his hands that he makes. And so it's super neat. And they're very famous for that particular dish. And they hang this up in the restaurant, as just a centerpiece. And then you get to kind of tell that story every time people come in for the first time. Really very, very piece there. Yeah. And the other picture there is myself and Jimmy Moon. Jimmy's a founder of an insurance tech company, also an ex-Uber alum. He and I worked at Uber Freight together. And one of my best friends in the world is awesome. He got to come out. He did a bunch of VC pitch meetings, and sounds like you're going to hear about his company here very, very soon. So very exciting.
Yeah, a lot of and I forgot to mention this. We didn't even leave with this, but Robert Bain, everybody, no longer works for Carrier Direct.
I don't.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if you guys heard the news. Big news. We're breaking news here.
This MFE news.
That's right. This is big news. Robert now works for a company called Metaphora.
Yes.
I mean, what's that? You got 60 seconds. Tell everybody about that.
Metaphora. So Metaphora is the evolution of Carrier Direct. For those who don't know the story behind Carrier Direct, they basically connected LTL carriers and shippers directly, and basically we're a reseller of LTL. And that really isn't what our business is at all anymore. And we wanted to have something that really kind of explained, basically gave you an idea of what our business is. And there's no word for that, consulting and custom tech development. So Metaphor is Greek for transportation. And it's a great way for us to kind of start conversations. What do you guys do?
Where's your logo? Because this is the best part. This is the best part, right? Metaphora. All right, cool name, Greek name, whatever. Brought some buzz, little brand awareness. People are like, "What's that?" It's new. But the best thing about the the brand, the actual logo is that it's MF, which is like Robert Steen, right? Robert MF. So there's only going to be a lot of fun jokes around that.
That's awesome.
That's right.
These MFers.
That's right. Exactly. Hey, everybody, listen, thanks for joining us for Word on the Street, episode 91. Next week, episode 92, coming to you from the island, Puerto Rico. So it's going to be phenomenal. You guys have a wonderful week. Great to see you all. Make it rain, baby.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Good to see you.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Africa and Africa.